Today, you may have seen it, Purdue winning on the road, and everyone has remarked this year about how difficult it is in the Big Ten to win on the road. Well, not if you're Ohio State or Wisconsin. They've got 11 road wins, and their other 9 teams now have a total of 11 among all 9.
It's amazing, but it speaks to how difficult it is to get it done on the road, and Michigan faces that challenge today. Fortunately for the Wolverines, I think their tournament destiny is still in their hands, but it has to start today. They must come away from Williams Arena with a victory.
Home games left with Michigan State and Ohio State. Petway, a tip against the glass. Both shots come out. Rebounded by Damian Johnson, and now Lawrence McKenzie. Nobody on him. His shot short, and it's rebounded by Petway. Smith inserted into the starting lineup. This is his 3rd straight start. And a problem, Greg, for Michigan in the game at Illinois is Smith committed 6 turnovers, and Tommy Amaker letting it ride with his young point guard.
Well, you know, it's really difficult when your point guard is the one amassing all the turnovers, because your point guard is the one that sets the pace. He sets the tempo. And already in this game, Smith has a turnover. He's got to settle down, stay fundamental, not flashy, and try to be solid as he can, especially on the road with the basketball.
Coleman misses, and the rebound one-handed by Udo. Wolverines quickly up the floor. And we played a minute without a point. Udo ends that with an 8-footer from the right baseline.
Young freshman has been solid all year. Very good on the defensive end. Defensively, blocking shots, his timing impeccable. And now he's added a little more range to his offensive game, which is going to make him an even better player. As he gets more experience, look out for Epe Udo.
Nice one-handed catch by McKenzie. Westbrook making his first start in Bloomington, Indiana Wednesday, and did okay. He nearly turns it over. Webster saves it for Minnesota. Finding Johnson underneath. Big block by Udo along the baseline, and here come the Wolverines. Harris on the run. Nice bounce pass over to Smith. And it's 4-0 Michigan.
Just talked about Epe Udo and that defensive timing. He's long. He has a tremendous wingspan. Came from the help side that time to get that block, and Michigan able to turn defense to offense very quickly.
Petway appears to be injured and might have to come out of the game.
There's Smith on the finish after the Epe Udo block. Michigan off to a nice quick start in this game.
Udo second in the Big Ten in blocks to DJ White. And Minnesota changing 4 players. I don't know if he got a finger in the eye or what happened. At any rate, Petway is out. The Wolverines hope momentarily. Brandon Smith, Spencer Tollickson, Jonathan Williams, and Kevin Payton. In fact, Minnesota changing all 5 players just less than 2 minutes into the game. Abu-Shamala.
Nicely done that time by Minnesota. You get penetration along the baseline. Michigan's a team that's going to collapse to the ball. Shamala can be very effective in this game if he can find the open spot consistently and knock the shot down.
It's been a sore spot for the Wolverines all year long. Their 3-point defense. Earlier, McKenzie missed, Abu-Shamala hit, and it's a 1-point game.
Well, look at the crowd that Sims is drawing in the post.
Lester Abram. Slapped away by Payton momentarily. 2 to shoot. And a whistle and a foul with 1 second left on the shot clock. I don't know that there is a coach in the country who has had a tougher hand dealt to him than Jim Molinari, who was an assistant until the end of November when he replaced Dan Munson.
Well, I like what you said about him before the game. The fact that he is coaching, his philosophy, discipline, principles are still in place. It would be very easy for him to let a lot of things slide in the interest of getting victories, to help his resume, his own coaching resume. But he has been disciplined. He still has high demands of his players, and that's the way it should be at the college level.
Picked another player off the team this week. Brandon Smith misses. Williams crashes the board and comes away with it. Abu-Shamala's second 3 attempt is good. He's got all 6 Minnesota points, and the Gophers have their first lead. And now a rebound at the other end for Abu-Shamala.
Not a good sequence for Michigan. They come down an easy defensive set for Minnesota. There's another block inside by Udo. You just can't take it in his face. He's too good for that.
Now a carry by Harris. And a Michigan turnover with Minnesota in front by 2. Let's take a look at the Principal Financial Group edge to the game.
Well, Michigan's got to take care of the basketball. Already they're having turnover issues in this game after getting 20 in the loss at Illinois. And for Minnesota, balanced scoring will be necessary. It can't be just McKenzie. And already in this game, Abu-Shamala off to a great start.
Minnesota scoring 80 in the loss in Ann Arbor. Abu-Shamala 3 for 3 outside the arc. And Tommy Amaker, who has seen it all year long, calls a timeout with Minnesota hitting 3 straight threes.
You got to know with every make, the basket seems bigger and bigger to a shooter like Shamala. He's shooting it without hesitation now, shooting it confidently. Watch, he comes off the nice little screen there by Jonathan Williams and drains it wide open on the catch. Michigan dead last in three-point field goal percentage defense, so they've got to get out there on Minnesota shooters.
Tommy Amaker told us before the game, he said, you know, the guy we're really concerned about is Lawrence McKenzie. And even though he missed the first shot of the game from Minnesota, he dribbled right up to the arc and took an uncontested three.
Yes, he did.
Abu-Shamala off the bench has hit 3 straight. And Minnesota is enjoying a 5-point lead.
You know, you love it when you can get something that's seemingly unpredictable. And I don't think that Michigan, though they respect the shooting ability of Abu-Shamala, I don't think they expected him to get their first 9 points, to come off the bench and give them the immediate lift that he has.
Just took a couple of shots and was not a factor at all in Minnesota's loss in Bloomington on Wednesday night. Abram puts up a 3. Rebounded by Payton.
Not showing a lot of patience at all, taking those long shots early without looking inside. Their strength really is inside, especially when Courtney Sims is on the floor.
Payton looks left, drives right, and throws it out of bounds. Kevin Payton, a freshman, has seen a lot of time at the point. He turns it over to Michigan. 15:36 left in the first half. Minnesota by 5. You were in Orlando, Florida. Aren't you glad you're here and getting a little taste of winter?
I'm just glad to be here doing the game. But I did enjoy my time in Orlando, Florida, where it was 80 degrees.
Oh,
beautiful.
You're killing me.
You got to go where the action is, though, and the action's right here in Williams Arena
That's
today.
Right. And they're predicting 8 to 12 inches of snow before this storm blows through. Minnesota missing its first 3-point attempt. Jamal Abu-Shamala has made 3 in a row, and Minnesota is up by 5 as the Golden Gophers hope to end a 6-game conference losing streak. Smith's left-hander is good.
Nice little cut, yeah. Able to curl off the screen, finish with the left-handed hook, gets Michigan a basket in the paint, a much-needed hoop, and now maybe they can settle down defensively.
And another turnover for Kevin Payton. Second turnover in a row for the freshman point guard. Let's take a look at a game-changing performer in today's game.
Well, I think it could be Courtney Sims. Keep in mind, he is very, very tough inside when they can get him the basketball. But I think in this game, because Minnesota is already determined that if he gets it inside, they're going to double. His value to his team today could be passing to the open man out on the perimeter.
Tommy Amaker telling us before the game that Sims has adapted fairly well to the idea of coming off the bench. A former starter, he was the odd man out, if you will, with Jared Smith moved into the starting lineup in a guard spot.
Yeah, that's asking a lot of a senior in his last year, who is used to starting, has never missed a game in his career. Most of them starts, to come off the bench. But Sims has warmed to that challenge. Let's see how he does today.
Playing his 127th game as a Wolverine. Collickson shuts down the shot, and now Smith smothers Coleman. Arrow pointing Minnesota's way. Great defense under the basket and then out on the wing.
Oh, it was tremendous because they take Sims' shot away, and then Coleman thought he had an opportunity, but Smith closed on him immediately. Can't ask for better defense than that.